Hey guys, what's up? It's Squidboat. I just got back from my comic book store and the used bookstore that I get some back issues and stuff from. This is going to be a longer video. I'm going to show you guys what I picked up at the comic book store today, as well as the used bookstore. And then on Saturday, I went on a little adventure. I started filming some stuff, like in my car driving and stuff, but it just really didn't work out. So I'll just go ahead and show you all what I got. I'll just start with what I got today. I'm going to leave some stuff out because it bleeds into some of the stuff I got on Saturday, so I'll just include that in there. I'll start off, I guess, with most of this stuff was released today. There are a couple back issues in here, but I picked up Avengers number 5. I haven't been reading this series, but I went ahead and picked up number 1, 2, and 3. It's a variant. That's the only one they had. Cover looks pretty badass though. So, missing number 4. I'll either pick that up in the next week or two, or I'll just go ahead and buy it digitally, or maybe I'll do both. I don't know. It depends how. Maybe you guys let me know what you think, how important that issue would be, whatever. Next up, Superior Spider-Man number 3. I did a review of number 2, and I don't know if I'm really liking where it's going after I read that. I guess I'll kind of decide whether I want to keep picking it up or not. I'm really tempted to give it 4, 5, maybe 6 issues, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Detective Comics number 17, the first in a while to not be a Death in the Family tie-in. As much as I'm really liking Death of the Family, I'm going to be kind of glad to see it over. It's not that I don't like it, it's awesome, but just all these tie-ins going on, man. I feel like I'm buying a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't necessarily get, but on the other hand, it's exposed me to some really great stuff, Nightwing and Batgirl and stuff like that. New Avengers number 3. I've read the first 2 issues, and I'm excited to check this out. It's another one that I'm still kind of, I don't know. We'll see. It might be another one I'll stop picking up. And then I got Swamp Thing number 17. Rot World is concluding in this issue. That's part 2. And then I picked up Animal Man number 17, which is part 1 of the conclusion. So I've really enjoyed these. If I'm not mistaken, Jeff Lemire is leaving this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I very well could be wrong. Is leaving Animal Man after this issue or soon, which I'll be bummed out to see. But with Jeff Lemire, I picked up Green Arrow number 17. I haven't been reading this, but I've really liked Jeff Lemire's writing, and so I figured why not give it a shot. And last but not least, Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake, number 2 of 6. I'm a big Adventure Time fan, so that's pretty sweet. Sorry about that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start with stuff. I picked up all but a few of these, all but 3 of them over the weekend. But first is Journey into Mystery number 645. I kind of accidentally picked this up after reading the numbering wrong. It's a pretty sweet cover, though. Really, really like it. I didn't really understand much of what was going on because it's the end of an arc that I didn't read. So, kind of sucks. But I did pick up Journey into Mystery number 647 and 648. And sorry, my screensaver just came on. I'll fix that. And 648. Really enjoyed this story. However, I was missing. Excuse me. This was So I was missing 646, which I just picked up this afternoon. The store I went to on Saturday didn't have 646. That's why I accidentally picked up 645. Got those. Next is a whole bunch of Deadpool books. I'll start with Deadpool Illustrated #1. I enjoyed it. It wasn't as great as I'm thinking this series is. Which Deadpool #1, #2, #3, and #4. I've read 1 and 4. If you guys haven't caught on, the ones that aren't bagged and boarded are the ones I haven't read. This is absolutely hilarious. It's written by Brian Posehn, which if I had realized earlier on, it was written by him. If I had realized that earlier on, I definitely would have been probably reading it sooner. Next, these are all the books I got from a comic book store in Richmond, Virginia. When I lived down there, I used to love going to this store. They are amazing. They have tons and tons of stuff. Something that the 2 comic book stores that I go to in my area, even the better of the 2, the one that I go to, just came back from today and go to most of the time, if they run out of something, they're out, and then if they get more in, they tend to charge more for it. For variants, like all the Scotty Young variants, they're all like $5, $6, $7, which sucks. A lot of times they don't order independent stuff or will have a very limited selection of it. Again, popular stuff, if it runs out, you're kind of SOL. So, going down there, I picked up a ton of recent back issues. So, start with those. Oh boy. I picked up a couple of these might bleed into my pickups from last week, but first, I got Glory #30. I'm going to drop everything here. #31. And #32. This is an example of a book that came out last week that my shop didn't have. So, if you guys haven't read Glory, I've only missed #29, which they didn't have. But it's pretty good. I'm really liking it. In fact, in one of the books I picked up today, I just for shits and giggles picked up the first issue of Glory, which, whatever. I think it's really cool that Joe Keating actually picked up the story at issue #23, where the original one ended, like however many years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. So I really enjoyed it, and I think it's ending not this month, next month after. So there's a couple more issues. 2 of these issues I think I showed in my pickups for last week, but Uncanny Avengers, the first one, the Scotty Young variant, I think it's a reprint or second printing. As you can see, there's a sticker. I paid more than the cover price for it from that shop, but this is what it is. #2, and #3, which I picked up in Richmond. I'm enjoying it. I think that Red Skull guy being likened to Hitler and stuff, it's kind of neat. However, I feel like it's territory that's been treaded several times. I don't know. Next, 2 Masters of the Universe origin books. He-Man and Skeletor. I was never a big fan of the cartoon growing up. Let me just say, it's not that I wasn't a big fan. I just never got into it. I've watched a little bit of it, but after reading those 2 books, they're both by Josh Fialkov. I think the Comixology podcast just did a short interview with him, which was really good, and which actually prompted me to pick those up. I really enjoyed them, especially the He-Man one. So, next up is the Batman and Robin Annual. This, I think, was my favorite book of last week. The story doesn't involve any tie-ins. It's very lighthearted, very fun. It involves Damien basically sending Bruce through Europe on a like scavenger hunt that all relates to his family and their past and stuff like that, showing him some kind of neat stuff. While the whole time Damien is actually at Wayne Manor with a green screen behind him, pretending that he's in these places in Europe. And then at night, he goes out and pretends to be Batman with his little Batman costume on. Next, Hawkeye number, I think it's 7. Yep, 7. The Sandy issue. I haven't read the entire run of this series yet. I've only read 4, 5, 6, and now 7. I'm a big Matt Fraction fan, and I have been since I started reading his Iron Man in like 2009. That book, it's really fun. Hawkeye, I mean. I'm not entirely sure because it seems like the last issue before this was kind of holiday related, and then this one's the Sandy one. I'm not entirely sure of the whole story. The 2 issues before that kind of tied together. They were really, really good. That one, I just like the whole kind of, it's really real. Like, it's not, I mean, he's a superhero, I guess, but it's not like his entire life. It's a fun book. Superior Spider-Man number 2. Again, this is in my last pickups video. Did a review of it. Check that out. It is what it is. Next, we got 4 issues of Captain Marvel. We got, let me reorganize these. Number 6, which I had in the trade. Number 7. I think it's a pretty sweet cover. Number 8. And number 9. This is probably my favorite cover of all of them, but the artwork in it is probably my least favorite out of... They switched to a new artist with this one, but the cover's pretty sweet. Story, it's not blowing me away or anything, but it's fun nonetheless. Kind of good to get some backstory on the Avengers as I'm also catching up on the Avengers. Next, I had to go, it feels like, to the end of the earth to get this, but Invincible number 100. I went to 2 other comic book stores before I went to the one in Richmond, and neither of them had it. I don't know if they didn't order it or it sold out that quick, but the one in Richmond had tons of them, so... Okay, another Death in the Family tie-in, Teen Titans number 16. And Talon number 4. If you guys haven't checked this out, it's kind of written by this guy James Tynion, who is like a protege of Scott Snyder, who's writing all the Batman books. I'm kind of trying to hurry this up. I don't know what the time limit on YouTube is nowadays. Aquaman number 16. Again, my pickups last week. Green Lantern Corps Annual number 1, the conclusion of the Rise of the Third Army. It was pretty sweet. I'm excited to see what happens next with, I think, is it Kyle Rayner? Green Lantern Corps number 16. New Guardians number 16. Superman number 16. And Justice League Dark number 14. Number 15, cover's pretty sweet. Number 16. Okay, I'm going to stop this video here and I'll do another one on my books I picked up at the used bookstore here in a minute. I'm going to put the link below for the comic book store in Richmond that I absolutely love, called Velocity Comics. If you're in the Central Virginia area, check them out. But I'll leave the link below, and I'll post another video.